We are back here on the Lynn Hayes Freeland Show. My guest today, two mayors in two western Pennsylvania cities. Mayor Betty Coleman is the mayor of Bridgeville. When was your election?
November.
In November? Okay.
I was sworn in January 2nd.
Okay, all right. So it's really just been a couple of months. And Mayor Marita Garrett from Wilkinsburg. So how do people respond? I mean, I don't know what your voter turnout was, but I'm sure there are people in both of your respective towns that meet you and they're surprised.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you take it, Mayor.
Well, as you're saying, the biggest thing that they bring up is the fact that I'm 83 years old and that I never had political office before that, other than volunteering with the Guild for the Blind, the Historical Society, St. Clair Memorial Hospital, South Hills Interfaith Ministries, those kinds of things. And all those things led up to getting to know a lot of our townspeople, working with a lot of very dedicated people in our community, and that's what helped me to become the mayor. We have a great town. We don't have quite the population that you do, because we're like maybe 5,300 people.
Okay.
But
were you political? I mean, did you work on campaign? Like, how do you even know how to run a campaign?
Well, you know, originally, my husband was the first person of color to win an election. He retired from the post office in 1987, and then he ran for Bridgeville Borough Council. He served a term there, and that got us more involved with other volunteer things. And he was the one always saying, you know, if he would go, he was on the board, for the Greater Bridgeville Area Chamber of Commerce. He went there to a meeting one day. The new executive director said she was going to need help. He comes home and says, I volunteered you to go and serve there. So he pushed me into a lot of volunteer things, which I have enjoyed. Enjoyed doing.
And Mayor Garrett, what about you? I mean, were you politically motivated before?
I think I was always politically aware. I worked on campaigns, you know, was part of voter registration drives on campus. When I was at college, went to Pitt. My very first experience with elected office and government was very nasty. I ran for social chairwoman in 8th grade, and it was just, you know, that to me, and that had sworn me off of politics, because you lose friends, you split sides, and I was like, I don't want any parts of this. I don't want any parts of it. But, you know, similar to what Mayor Copeland had shared, you know, there's something that changes and you realize, you know, you have to step up, and that's what happened ultimately 5 years ago.
I mean, this is an interesting time when we look at your election was in November of 17. I mean, these are interesting political times. Do you see more national politics permeating on a local level in either one of your areas?
Yeah, I see it, you know, but I think even when the local levels, it's not as much as Democrat versus Republican. If you're getting like real local, it's more who's going to fix my potholes, who's going to handle these taxes, which are just basic citizen issues. But that is one thing that I feel like we can at least help to control, is what's happening in our local government. National, federal, pretty much kind of a free-for-all right now, but any way that we can at least have, you know, some control or show progress or cohesion at a local level, I think that's where a little bit of a difference is.
And Mayor Copeland, let me ask you this then, to kind of follow up on what she was saying, because I think so often when we look at who turns out at the polls, when it's a presidential race, everybody goes to vote. When it's a local race, not so much. But in reality, those are the races that really make a difference.
True. Because number one, I never expected that I would win against a man to begin with. I thought there's no way they're going to vote me in against him, but it did happen. So I think it's time for a change. And we do have one other woman who was elected to Bridgeville Council too, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely. So then let me ask you both this. What do you think you bring, what is the difference and the perspective that you bring to the political table as a woman? I know, tough question.
Okay, you're going delegation.
She's gonna,
here,
she's gonna volley that one over to you.
I'll take it first. You know, at a time where there's so many issues concerning women, but there doesn't seem to be any women at the table. So just let alone bringing that narrative, and especially as a woman of color, specifically a black woman of color, where I think in the past we've seen, or not even the past, but past, present, and future, women, black women come out to vote, and we're usually at the front lines of all the social movements. So now it's time to finally see us in elected office and positions. It's shown, you know, oh, black women will vote as long as we get their vote. Well, it's time for us to lead as well too. So I think, you know, seeing this in the wave, and there's other black women who won their races last year, whether on council and other mayors, it really helps to provide that, okay, you trusted us to vote for you and help, you know, secure the community. Now it's time to hear our voices and leading. So I think it provides something that we haven't really seen before.
I mean, I think it's interesting because I sit here and I look at both of you, and I think about young women in particular. They can look at the two of you and say, hey, I can do this. I mean, you're role models. You know, did you process that? If you won, like you were saying, you didn't think you'd win necessarily, but when did that hit you?
I think that night, election night, when the former mayor called me and said, hello, Mayor-elect Copeland, and I said, what? He said, yes, you are Mayor-elect Betty Copeland. And I thought, well, thank you, Lord, and give me the strength to do what I have to do, and help me to be a good example for other women in our community. Help me to encourage the youth, let them know that they can also become this if they want to. You know.
Good place for us to stop. We got to take another commercial break. We have a lot more to talk about when the Lynn Hayes Freeland Show continues. Don't go away.